This story, written by Gabie Rivera, is a plead for how to cross over from a cursed existence of not being able to die on Earth and perpetually live lives in this realm. Reincarnation and memory of each life just goes on and on and on. So stay tuned for this gruesome affair. Does anybody know how to get to the afterlife? Finding yourself in the talons of an owl and the shadows of the forest moonlight. It's a gruesome affair. I have been cursed with the gift of reincarnation. I cannot fucking die. More specifically, I can't seem to stay dead. I've died hundreds of times, maybe even thousands. I stopped keeping track years ago. I'm stuck in this never-ending cycle where I die an extremely painful death, and then I wake up again moments later, alive. Over and over and over and over. This same exact thing keeps happening to me, and it's really starting to piss me off. I know exactly who is responsible for this. It was that bitch Mary Laurie who put this curse on me because I slept with her husband years ago. I didn't know she was a witch, and if I had known, I would have stayed away from her husband in the first place. Now that I think back to that time, I realize that the affair wasn't even worth it, but I guess it's much too late now because here I am, alive for the 100 and something time or whatever. Do you know how fucking exhausting it is to just keep living? To die knowing that you will just wake up and do it all over again, never being able to find peace? I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Well, actually, scratch that. I would wish this on Mary Laurie in a heartbeat just so I could watch her relive the same torture over and over again. That might make me feel better, if only for a few years. Anyway, I need to know how I can get into the afterlife. I honestly don't even care if it's heaven or hell or some weird in-between, or even if there isn't one. I just want to cross over and stay dead. I wasn't religious in my first life. Most people were, but that was just never really my thing. If you would have asked me way back then, I would have said that there was no such thing as an afterlife, that there is nothing but death. You're alive, then you die, then you simply cease to exist, and that's the end. Now, due to changing circumstances, my thoughts have changed. I know there's an alternative to being stuck on Earth forever because I've felt it. Every single time I have died, I've felt something like an energy trying to pull me into whatever the place is. I never get in though, because just when I start to think that maybe this time I'll somehow slip right through, I'm back on Earth. It's always in a new body. I used to think it was a random body that I fell into, and for a while, I thought I was taking over the body of someone who was about to die, but now I know that it's neither one of those. I always end up in the bodies of people who are alone, and I mean alone. No friends, no family, no job, no happiness. It's miserable, and in another situation, I would feel bad for these people. But it's really hard to have compassion when you're stuck living their lives while they get a way out. I don't know where it is that they go when I take over, but my guess is that they get to cross over while I get to continue on living their lives until I die. I've tried many different things to cross over, and not a single one has worked. I'm writing this because I'm hoping that maybe someone will see this and be able to tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to do to break this stupid curse. And before you suggest this, because I know that someone will, killing myself won't work. I've tried it, multiple times to be exact. I've tried getting myself killed by another person. I've tried doing it myself. And I've even tried making it look like an accident by throwing myself into oncoming traffic. Speaking of traffic, Those cars seem really handy and made it fairly easy to die. The point is, killing myself doesn't work, and neither does natural death. And the worst thing is that every single time I die, it is excruciatingly painful, no matter what the reason. I've died from old age multiple times, and somehow, even that hurt like a bitch. I really thought for a while that once Mary died, this spell might break and let me be, but she died years ago, and here I am. A few years back, I did a ton of research on how to get into the afterlife. I learned that the ancient Egyptians believed doing good deeds would get you into the afterlife, and so that's what I did. I spent 2 entire lifetimes doing good deeds for people, and look how well that worked out for me. The Mesopotamians believed that everybody got into the afterlife upon dying, but of course, I wouldn't know if they're correct or not. Christians believe in heaven and hell, but I've yet to see either of those things unless you count my current reality as hell. A few other religions don't believe in an existence after death, which I also used to once believe, but again, that doesn't seem to be true for me. I read about Hades and the underworld, the different realms in Norse religion, a limbo between life and death, purgatory, and reincarnation, which seems to be the closest thing to what I'm experiencing. However, I haven't really seen any evidence of being able to vividly remember your past lives. Most of my research states that there are indeed certain ways to connect with your past lives, but I don't think this is the scenario that I'm living in. Or maybe I'm just wrong and we're all in the afterlife and this is as good as it gets. But I really hope not. I just really need to find a way to die and stay dead. That's all I want. I can feel that I'm starting to break. I'm going crazy. Nobody should have to live this long. I'm begging you. If anyone knows how to get me into the afterlife, please tell me. I can't take this anymore, and I don't know what I might do if I die and wake up in yet another body. I need to cross over to wherever it is that dead people go, not just so I can finally stop living, but also so I can track down Mary Laurie's spirit and get some revenge of my own, 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 some revenge of my own. To my forest friends, thank you for listening to another tale. I hope you enjoy these horrible stories as much as I do. If so, please rip at the like button and scratch a comment. And be sure to subscribe so we can visit here on the Smoking Owl Tales channel next time. And catch you on another night very soon. And catch you on another night very soon. Catch you on another night very soon.